When contractors working for the FCTA publicly call out the FCT Minister over unpaid debt, now this stops being administrative and becomes structural because no serious government allows contract disputes. It is a sound of a system that is failing publicly and loudly. Now, let me be clear from the start. I am not here to attack personalities. This is not whether Nyesom Wike is right or wrong as an individual, but this is about a Nigerian system that repeatedly creates chaos because situations like this were never supposed to happen in the first place. This is how it works elsewhere in functioning countries. Contracts are what follows a simple logic. You secure funds first. You award contracts after. You tie payment to milestones. And once payment delays across a line, work legally stops. If loans are involved, payments are often domiciled to banks, not contractors. So what this means is that contractors borrow from the bank if they have to borrow from the bank. The bank accepts the government contract as security. Payments were agreed to be domiciled to the bank, so the bank, not the contractor, carries the payment risk. So if the government delays, the bank engages the government. The contractor bears no risk in this. The contractor is shielded from the debt pressure. This is how it works in structured system. But how does it work in Nigeria? Nigeria actually knows how to copy systems. We copy tax models, we copy banking framework, but we carefully avoid copying enforcement, discipline, and consequences. So Nigeria operates under the Public Procurement Act 2027, which of course on paper looks solid, but in practice, the Nigerian procurement system runs on three dangerous distortions. The first one is that contracts are awarded without secured funds. So ministries routinely award contracts without cashback appropriation. So what happens? Contractors are told, start work, we will pay later. Second part is that contractors accept risk they would never accept elsewhere. And now let's be honest, contractors are not innocent bystanders. In other countries, if payment delays or exceed contract terms, work stops. Interest penalties apply, court enforces claims swiftly. But in Nigeria, contractors keep working despite non-payment. Some continue because they padded the contract, they expect political sentiment, and they are betting on future renegotiation. So why would a rational contractor continue working while sinking deeper into debt? Unless the original contract already accounted for that risk. This is why contract padding, inflated bills of quantities, and expectation of area settlement come in. Yes, in some cases where contractors finance projects with bank loans, award letters can serve as collateral. But here's the difference elsewhere. Payments are often domiciled to the bank, and government cannot casually withhold certified payments. But in Nigeria, contractors have to chase the government, not the banks, because the banks know that the binding contracts were unrealistic and they don't even trust the system. So in most functioning systems, the government contract should be the most binding. Nigeria doesn't run contracts to deliver projects. Nigeria runs contracts to circulate money. That is why Nigerian public contracts are among the most lucrative in the world. Not because they are complex, but because they are deliberately inefficient. So this is a structural reality. So when the FCT administration says some contracts were irregular, some approvals were bypassed, the figures don't align. That is believable. And also when the contractors say work was done, project was verified, certificate were issued, that is also believable. Both things can be true at the same time in a broken system because it is institutional recklessness colliding with political transition. This situation would never arise if Nigeria followed its own due process. No funds, no contract, no approval, no mobilization, no documentation, no claim. But Nigeria avoids this discipline because disorder is profitable. And so corruption thrives because of the gaps. And as long as this gap exists, situations like this will always occur. So this is not about Nyesom Wike or the contractors. It's about a country that borrows system but refuses to borrow integrity. Until Nigeria fixes how contracts are awarded, funded, enforced, and audited. This cycle will repeat again and again, regardless of who is in office. It is a truth at a time. Take care and have a nice day.